You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. 2027 Tinubu eyeing Christian running mate. As the 2027 presidential election approaches, internal dynamics within the All Progressive Congress (APC) are becoming more complex, with speculation mounting that President Bola Tinubu may be eyeing a Christian running mate from the North Central region. Dr. Sam Amadi, and director of the Abuja School of Social and Political Thought, shared this perspective during a Saturday interview on Arise TV. He noted that strategic shifts are underway within the ruling party as it navigates both internal pressures and broader electoral considerations. Amodi's comment come amid growing attention to President Tinubu's relationship with his current vice president, Kashim Shettima. The VP's name was conspicuously omitted during a recent APC zonal endorsement event in Gombe State, a development that fueled speculations about possible tension and his status on the 2027 ticket. According to Amadi, he is pointed to a controlled messaging approach that reflects political realities, referencing Tinubu's tenure as governor of Lagos State, there where he had a record of frequently changing deputies. Amadi suggested a possible repetition of that pattern on a national level. He argued that the idea of replacing Shettima with a Christian candidate from the North Central Zone could be part of a calculated effort to strengthen the APC's national appeal, particularly in response to criticism of the party's 2023 Muslim ticket. Amadi says such a strategy could be advantageous, especially considering the North Central has never produced a president or vice president since Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999. Any strategies around Tinubu will see merit in presenting a Southern Muslim and a Northern Christian ticket, especially from a region like the North Central, which is critical for electoral success, he said. He further explained that while this shift might broaden the party's inclusivity and voters base in the Middle Belt, it could also create political fallout if Shettima is sidelined. Amadi warned of potential collateral damage, noting that the vice president allies may have worsened their position by reacting publicly to the Gombe incident. No president wants to keep a running mate who becomes the focus of controversy or political pressures, he said. Amadi also emphasized that evolving voter behavior, particularly among young Nigerians, could reshape traditional campaign strategies. Today's youth, he said, are more interested in competence and governance than in ethnic or religious representation. This, he concluded, may compel the APC to rethink how it balances political symbolism with performance credibility as it heads into the next general election. Well, this write-up is speaking a lot of volume, and it is only those who understand the internal crisis and the power play within the APC that will be able to, explain this better even for the public to see. Because on the outside, APC has this cohesiveness, structure, discipline, and also progress that people are seeing. Even as they see it from the political angle, they see it in the economic angle, they see it even in the relationship with the opposition and even with Nigerians. But for a situation like this to now begin to occur, of course, what Mr. Amadi is saying, well, he may just be looking at antecedent and decide to make his own conclusion. But he's the one who also said that that time might have been different from this time because the set of youthful voters that we have right now, they want to demand governance, they want to demand, equity, and I know President Tinubu is willing and ready to give it to them. And if peradventure the man could deliver, how then can anybody stop him? That's just the reality. But in this situation, they are saying is eyeing a Christian running mate, but there is nowhere we have ever read to see or hear that the president is chopping for such a person. Of course, for some people in other climes, they may want to say that why change a winning team? if Shettima Tinubu ticket won with the storms that came on Muslim ticket and eventually won, then what is stopping them again to repeat the same thing even in 2027? That is a reality, and that is what some school of thought will look into. There are other school of thought that may want to believe in our old Nigerian system of checking religion, checking regionalism, checking all sorts of sentiment before certain things or certain decisions are made. And in this regard, they are trying to whip up the sentiment of having a Christian vice president that will eventually come from the north central part of the country, because there are considerations that the northern part of the country has never produced either the president or a vice president of this country ever. Well, we are still waiting to be corrected with what this person has said, because if we could remember that if peradventure Niger State is part of North Central, then it's going to be a different ball game entirely. But then, if it is not, probably they are sure of what they are saying, or believing that a certain set of states are what made the middle belt, that it might not include certain number of states. But be it as it may, there are people in that particular school of thought who believes that a Christian should be brought in as the vice president, even to President Bola Tinubu as a running mate in 2027, so as to balance the pressure that came when he was, running on the Muslim ticket in 2003. And for Dr. Sam Amadi, director of the Abuja School of Social and Political Thought, who came to share his perspective even on Arise TV over this matter, he noted that strategic shifts are underway within the ruling party as it navigates both internal pressures and broader, electoral considerations. So it is left for people in APC to be very careful. We are not saying that there will not be argument or disagreement, but they must disagree to agree. They must disalign to eventually come back to align again. These are the realities, and it's very, very important. And then, as regards the changing of the, vice president, of course, maybe those who felt that they are already marginalized, the North Central people, have decided to make sure that they know they produce something. And for President Tinubu, who also considered numbers when it comes to election, he want to do everything within his power to make sure the people come to his side and give him the mandate again come 2027. We also heard and the news that even Kashim Shettima, his group, had goofed by showing their grievances in Gombe. Let's wait and see the reaction of the party or the president as regards the costly mistake by the pro Shettima people. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. Thank